Yo, what's up? My name's Patrouski, and I consider myself a bit of a PokeMMO veteran. I've been playing the game on and off since 2013 for around 4,700 hours overall. Now, I'm not the best player to ever touch the game by any means. I still have a lot to learn with competitive play, especially in OU and other tiers, and there's a lot of complexities and depth to PokeMMO that I will always be continuing to learn every single day. But I do play the game a lot. I played the game for a long time, and I do make guides, PvP, money making, and all sorts of YouTube videos about the game, and I really care about and love PokeMMO. So today, I wanted to go ahead and react to probably the most popular PokeMMO video of all time, which is titled PokeMMO: What Game Freak Could Learn from Their Past by Slightly Al. His channel will be linked down below. Shout out to him for a great video. This video got PokeMMO a lot of attention back in the day, back when it was released in 2020, and it's a really important integral part of PokeMMO on YouTube especially. And I think it's really important reviewing. It's really cool to give my criticism and my kind of overview of it as a PokeMMO veteran versus he played the game for a little bit, but I mean, not to, he seems to understand it quite well. So let's go ahead and watch it. Let's see how it goes.
Pokemon kind of sucks. The amount of potential
I think
Pokemon
criticism.
has.
So a lot of his videos
Game
comparing traditional
Sword and Shield
Pokemon
was a
to
lot of fun,
PokeMMO,
and I don't
which I
regret
think is
buying
super
it
fair.
at all. But come on,
and he's trying
Pokemon
to
is the
kind of,
highest grossing
teach
franchise of all time. I'm pretty sure you can
Game
spend more
Freak
than
a lesson,
24
right?
million
Or
to
at
make a
least
fantastic
reach out to them in
Pokemon
some way.
game. While I don't agree with these no-life Twitter accounts
Little
harassing
memey,
Game Freak on every single post they
which
make
is
for
fair.
over a year, I do think that Pokemon can spare 0.01% of their total
I really
gross
like the
revenue, which
statistics
by the way
used
is
here.
$90 million
I really
to
like
make a
this, using
truly amazing
statistics to
Pokemon
really
game.
show your
I just
point
can't
and
get
get
the thought
across
of
an
a breathtaking
objective
open
value
world
is
Pokemon
really important in
experience on par
discussion.
with the likes of Breath of the
It
Wild, or
reaches
literally any
a
open
certain
world
kind of
game
person,
that puts
or
in a
really
little
you
bit of
can't.
effort
It's
to make it
undeniable,
fun.
right?
Crown Tundra DLC, which I think is the best thing Game Freak's ever done.
I don't know much about the
It's
Crown
closest
Tundra
we've gotten to
DLC
it,
at all.
and it's amazing.
I haven't played
But
any
imagine an
traditional
entire
Pokemon game
game like
post
this.
Pokemon
Just
Y.
imagine.
I've barely played that game.
That'll be great. But we all know it's never gonna happen. So we'll have to settle for the
This was also
greatest
before Legends
Pokemon
Arceus.
game
So he's talking
ever
about the
made.
open world game, right? This was in 2020 before Legends Arceus. I would love to see Slightly Owls. I would love to see him rip apart Legends Arceus and see a total review of that. I also love the editing here, all the zoom ins, really cool, really cute style. It's really good. It's very engaging. The video is pretty well done.
PokeMMO
Much better
is a
editing
ROM
than
hack
mine,
that
for
uses
sure.
Pokemon Fire Red, Soul Silver, Emerald, Platinum, and Black and White to create a Pokemon experience that suppresses
He mentioned all the
anything
ROMs used.
Game Freak has done by using things Game Freak has made. It's like if you were to draw a sketch of the Mona Lisa.
I do like that.
and you did
Like it's
nothing
literally
else with
just
it for
like
24 years,
PokeMMO
but then someone came
takes
around and actually painted it,
Game
and it
Freak
was 10
content,
times
right? But
better.
then makes it
That's
better.
PokeMMO.
Really
The game
improves
seamlessly
it.
integrates the
There's
4
a lot of good
available regions
analogies.
for you to travel between, and it actually works. Getting tired of Kanto? Head over to Vermilion and go to Unova. Getting sick of Unova? Go wherever
I like that
you
he
want.
mentions
Have you ever
heading to
wanted to
Vermilion
travel
to head
around the
over to
Pokemon
Unova.
world with your friends? Now you can do that.
Me
My
and the
favorite
boys
part of our
love that
journey so
account.
far is when we got lost in Rock Tunnel for 2 hours. Yeah, that was a lot of
That's
fun.
a-
Along with being
that
able to
is-
play with your
that's an
friends,
interesting
there are
point
also
alone.
people
Like,
around
being
the
able
world
to-
just
I wonder if I
kind
should
of
be pausing
walking
the video
around,
every time I
going on
have
their
a
own
comment.
adventures.
Being able to, like, let's say you have friends that have never ever played Sinnoh region. Being able to play that together for the first time blind and like not look up guides, but kind of like help each other out. Like PokeMMO sort of brings back old concepts like that. Like that's really cute and cool. Being able to play through a PokeMMO storyline or a PokeMMO region for the first time together with a friend is a very, very cool experience, and I think it's a really fantastic.
If you want, you can chat, trade, or battle with them. The only downside to this is that some sick degenerate will come at you with his team of full
This
level
is true.
100 Pokemon
I don't-
and go over to Pallet Town and start
I
challenging.
do not know why players do this. I've never once in my life taken like high level Pokemon and gone to like Pallet Town or Vermilion. Who is doing this? Who are the players that are taking? It happens. Like he's right, but I don't know why. Like there is no value or there's no good feeling in like taking higher level Pokemon and just randomly challenging noobs or like new players and just defeating them for like free elo, for like not even free elo, free ego. Like I don't know what the benefit is. It's so funny to me, but he's right. People do this. I don't know why.
trainers that have nothing but a level 5 starter. To the people who do this, why? What do you
He goes
gain?
into that point. I haven't seen this video in a long
But
time.
other than that, this is honestly the closest Pokemon
funny.
has gotten to the anime, which is amazing. At the time of watching this video,
Interesting
I've currently
compared to the
only
anime.
explored around half of the Kanto region. I made another profile just to see if the black and white games would run on my Potato Mac, and
Yeah.
they did. Perfectly, in fact. This is one of the great
I think he
things
did
about
mention
this.
what
This
4 out of the
video, I've
5
currently
regions. Sport for the 5 regions. So there's only 4 regions in PokeMMO. So slight mistake there, but like that's not.
Region. I made
not
another profile just to see if the
really
black and white games were running
also,
on my Pokeyen map, and they
it's
did.
easy to assume that Johto is in the game because
you don't need a
the regions that are in the
PC to
game
run
are
these
1,
games.
3,
You can even
4,
play it
and
on
5.
Android, which is always nice.
Yeah,
And it's not that hard to get into.
That wasn't always the case with Pokemon. Pokemon wasn't playable on Android until I don't know the exact year. I want to say 2018 or so. Pokemon was not available on mobile for a long time. I wasn't playing Pokemon actively at the time when it came to mobile, but that was a really big deal. It's a really cool thing that I probably don't hype up enough that it's available on
It's
mobile.
just like any other Pokemon game, but with a few changes, especially to the difficulty. The devs did a great job rebalancing everything to make this, you know,
I think the
challenge.
difficulty balancing
Pokemon Sword and
is
Shield, I didn't black
fantastic.
out once in the entire main story.
This point is really
I never
good.
even got close. In PokeMMO, I lost my first fight to Gary. Yeah,
I don't like that this
he's
is his
still here.
example because it's like I think it's more like RNG to lose to Gary, right? Than it actually is to like lose a battle. But like the amount of times I have started a new character and lost to Brock or lost to Misty, especially if you choose Squirtle, it can be really tough. Misty can be really tough. Erica, Koga, like those gym leaders are really notoriously difficult. A lot of the gym leaders, you'll often I often black out or often white out in Pokemon. Like it happens all the time. And I've been playing this game since 2013, and I try to implement strategies. I try to hit up Scrafty and Crocodile or get Gyarados or get Pokemon that like I know are powerful for the storyline, and you're still gonna make mistakes or crits are gonna happen or certain circumstances are still gonna happen where you're still gonna white out. No matter like how much prep you put in PokeMMO, sometimes you're still gonna white out due to like the abilities or the moves the Pokemon have access to. Like Blaine's, all of Blaine's Ninetales having access to like Energy Ball or a really early game Brock's Pokemon are insane. I forget there's one specific thing. I know Brock can have a Ninetales in gym battles and stuff like that, which have like they're having direct. A lot of the Pokemon have direct counters. A huge one is that like Koga and Erica in PokeMMO both have access to, I believe one of them has Weeping Bell, one of them has Crobat. Crobat's really powerful, and Crobat is really, really hard to beat through if you locked in Venusaur for your playthrough. They end up having a lot of 4 times grass resistant Pokemon, which is really, really tough to bust through. Pretty much impossible. Like it's pretty much impossible to. A lot of times you'll end up, if you can't beat a gym, you'll end up like brute forcing through it with like X items or setting up or potions, right? PokeMMO makes that really, 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 really difficult. You still can do it on some gyms, but it becomes pretty much near impossible on some, which I think is an interesting balance
Sadly,
change
no,
to like
you can't name him
force a
something
player
non-kid
to make
friendly,
a change,
but at least
make
it's an actual
strategy,
challenge.
to make a
Hal
strategical
Hop and
choice
these
other
people,
than to just brute
I
force.
forgot their names, were no challenge at all. And
I don't know
even
much
if you
about
beat them,
these
they were
guys.
just
They're
like,
from
oh,
XY,
that's
I
alright,
believe.
I'm sure you'll get it
There's
next
so
time.
many
No,
rivals, there's
I
so
want a
many
rival that makes me and my
friends
friends
there.
want to destroy him every single time we see him. And not just so we can get past
Yeah,
him,
the
so we can feel
classic
the
smug
sweet,
Dario.
sweet satisfaction of winning. But even things like gym battles and trainer battles
I don't
were
know. I don't know.
changed.
Honestly,
Some have different Pokemon.
I have no preference on the rivals. I don't know. People always say they really miss like Gary or really miss like rivals they want to like punch in the face. I don't care. I've never once cared for my rival. I've never once felt attached to like any rival, I think, in any Pokemon game. I do not care. I don't think Gary was a great rival. Hot take, but I think they're all
Pokemon,
all
different
rivals are
abilities,
kind of
different
just
sizes, and you can actually rematch some of the trainers in this. It makes
blanket
grinding a
PC.
lot less tedious, and instead of fighting 100 wild Pokemon, you could just go fight a few dozen trainers and you'll be good to go. You guys remember the GTS,
true.
Global Trading System? Remember how they made you download a crappy mobile app just to use it? In PokeMMO, they have an entire Pokemon black market.
the
You can just search
GTL
for Pokemon or item you want, and
is
then boom,
one of the most
off of a few
under-talked
billion
about,
dollars, and it's yours. The prices are never
underappreciated
so low
aspects
that
of
the
the
game
game.
is too easy. Lowest price
It
is
hasn't
like
always been a
3,000
game
for most things.
but
I'd explain
at all,
further,
right?
but let's just test the load times for these
It's
two things.
fantastic. The GTL was a huge change. Very similar to like RuneScape.
For those of you that don't know the definition of an MMO, it means massive.
I really compare the trading ways of PokeMMO to the trading ways of RuneScape, pre-Grand Exchange and post-Grand Exchange, and pre-GTL, post-GTL. PokeMMO is better, to be fair. Back in RuneScape, I don't want to make too many RuneScape references, but back in RuneScape, like you'd have to like sit in like one town and you only have local chat. There's no like global chat. At least in PokeMMO, you had like trade chat, which would like reach across everyone, like any like part of the game or whatever. But still,
Multiplayer
the GTL
online
is
game.
so nice
We
to be
discussed
able
what it's
trade
like to play
people
with friends,
offline
but
and
what is
stuff.
it like to play with
There's so
random
many more
people?
players with
Well,
different
it's
language
great.
barriers.
It can sometimes be a bit crowded in some areas, but if it really bothers you, you can always switch channels. And no, this game isn't just Pokemon, but with more people. They actually built some of the mechanics off of the MMO aspect.
Yeah,
For example,
that's-
there's only one of each legendary Pokemon.
The MMO aspects are what keep this game alive, and things like the breeding changes, there are so many changes that need to be made, have to be made for a Pokemon MMO to sustain. Because if everyone is catching like Pokemon, or if anyone can like breed infinite amounts of Pokemon with no cost, there's like the economy of Pokemon tank, right? Like sustaining the long-term economy of a Pokemon MMO is one of the most difficult things to do, and there's so many MMO aspects that had to be implemented to.
Each trainer who catches it has to defend themselves, as in they have to accept every single battle request. If they are beaten in battle, the Mewtwo goes to the winner. If they are offline for too long, the Mewtwo goes back to Cerulean Cave until another trainer finds and catches them. They also host tournaments where trainers go to test their strength in a Pokemon League-like tournament. And hey, if you don't like fighting, you can always just watch. You can also do this with normal battles.
You can also do catch events. If you don't like PvP tournaments, catch events, community events, fashion contests. That is one of the so many under-talked about things. That is one of the most beautiful aspects of PokeMMO is the true aspect of community, and how much the devs and how much the staff put back into the game's community and how much time they spend. Dude, the time they spend on hosting events, they probably spend, I want to say overall, this is a wild guess obviously, but I would guess in an overarching sense, the devs easily spend like a total of 20 hours a week hosting events. Split across like every staff member, right? But that's insane. In terms of like planning catching events, finding the art, writing the forum posts for catching events, actually hosting the catch events, showing up. It is so much work to host. They host probably like 2 or 3 catch events a week, let alone PvP events. A lot of them are automated. A lot of the PvP events are automated nowadays, which is really nice, because obviously it frees up a lot of time for them. But yeah, it's insane. The amount of work and effort that goes into hosting the amount of events they host is crazy.
Depends on who you think is going to win. It's great. Like I said earlier, this feels so much like the anime. The MMO aspect makes this feel like a living, breathing world with trainers and Pokemon at every corner. But don't let all this preaching tell you. Sometimes
you can forget how living and breathing the world is because of how much of a grind it can become. But if you ever feel like that, go take a break, and not from the game. Keep playing PokeMMO, don't worry. But go take a break from what you're doing in game and just go do something you would never do. Whenever I kind of forget that aspect, whenever I like get sick of PokeMMO, I just like go randomly bike around parts of the map I've never been to, randomly throw up some sweet scents, throw up some hordes, bring my catching Breloom, catch some random Pokemon. It can really make you feel, maybe like talk to a random player in normal chat that I'm seeing walking around, like can really breathe some life back into the game, and you really feel
that PokeMMO is perfect. It's not. But the only flaws it has are flaws that were already in the older games. They don't include some of the good changes that the newer games have. There are a lot of trainers and wild encounters. One thing that Switch games do better is that the Pokemon actually appear in the overworld. You can't access your PC.
I don't like this change personally. This is definitely just preference. Like this isn't like I think he's saying like they do. I don't know. I would say this is definitely preference. I don't like this. I really like the idea of discovering what Pokemon are on a route, as well as like not being able to see a shiny in the overworld. I actually really like the encounter battle sequence and everything of that. I definitely prefer not
do whenever you want. You can't pet your Pokemon or interact with them as much as you can in other games. Just minor stuff like that. But I'd say the good
interaction is fair. I would love to be able to have more like
how do I get PokeMMO?
I don't know how I'd use
Why, thanks for asking. All you have to do is like the video, subscribe, watch all my videos. Actually, what you have to do is go to the PokeMMO website, sign up, download the client, then you have to rip the files for the games off your original cartridges. Oh, you don't have those original cartridges? That's too bad, because looking up a ROM online would be piracy, which is illegal and something I do not condone in any circumstance.
Get him slightly out.
But if you were...
I actually love this sequence. This is... Yeah, the PokeMMO devs can't supply the ROMs.
The right way, and you own all the games, or at the very least, black and white. I suggest you look up a tutorial on how to rip the files so that you can play legally. Oh yeah, and liking and subscribing is part of the download process, so make sure you do that, or it will not work. Now it should be clear to literally everyone watching this that PokeMMO is an improvement on the franchise in nearly every single way. Sword and Shield, like I said, were fun games, but most of it was just flair. The mechanics, stories, routes, just most of everything that made Pokemon a ton of fun was gone. How do I propose they fix this? Well, Gen 8 should be wrapping up, unless they put another DLC out called the Battered Boot or something. So for Gen 9, I suggest making the entire region a wild area. Just one big place for you to explore to your heart's content. The wild areas are easily the best part of any of these games, and the DLC really shows that. But you also have to encourage that exploration. In the older games, exploring can take you to whole new areas that you wouldn't have found otherwise, which makes it feel like an actual adventure.
This actually brings up a really interesting concept. So it's something that has been talked about a lot in Pokemon games, old and new, is linear versus non-linear pathing, and how some players like the Kanto style of like non-linear pathing, I believe they tried to do this really hard in Gen 2, where they wanted the game to be balanced and designed around you could like go anywhere on the map and do like any gym out of order. But that really broke the game, and that really made pacing and leveling and wild encounters really fucking weird, where you'd have things like level 25 Pokemon in the wild next to like a level 40 gym. So if you're trying to like grind or like catch Pokemon for that gym, those Pokemon are totally useless. It creates really weird situations. I actually don't know where I stand on this. I haven't thought about this nearly enough. I really try to be really, really informed on decisions before I make my opinions. I usually have pretty strong opinions, but it's because I spend a lot of time and a lot of research and a lot of mental effort, forming them, right? I don't have an opinion on whether I want to see more like linear or non-linear maps and pathing in Pokemon. I'm not sure.
Also, make the game harder. Another thing PokeMMO did to increase difficulty is to not tell you what Pokemon someone is sending out before they do it. This is a change that doesn't make it unfair, but makes you plan ahead on which Pokemon you...
Oh, this is just... So it's playing set versus non-set mode, I believe, is what people call it, like Nuzlocke and stuff. It's basically like if someone... If in traditional Pokemon, if an NPC is about to send out a new Pokemon, they will tell you what that Pokemon is and give you a chance to switch for free, which is the most broken mechanic in any, like... Pokemon storyline should not allow that mechanic. That mechanic is just so broken. Yeah, that should not be allowed. And I don't know, maybe it's not in the future games. I actually have no idea. You guys let me know in the comments down below. I don't know if they continue set mode like that in the future games. I have no idea. Or not set, non-set, but the ability to be able to switch out before, like as your opponent's bringing into Pokemon, be have the option to free switch out is insane. So
you send out beforehand. Randomize some teams. No, don't randomize Pokemon.
At the very least, I don't want to see Pokemon games become
so the trainer can't just use 3 Pokemon that counter them.
They don't even need to be as difficult as
Pokemon. As for story, make it so that I'm not told to go to a hotel. Stopping for the hotel to be told that I need to walk inside.
In between, right?
Then interrupted once again once I'm in the hotel and told that I need to sign up. Then once I get to the counter, I'm interrupted by Team Yell. Just let me play the game, please. I'm not 4 years old. I don't need to be told every 5 milliseconds where to go. But there are people that are. Pokemon is directed towards children, so instead of forcing everyone who plays to suffer, add an easy mode. That's all you have to do. Have an option to turn off tutorials before you enter the game. And finally, what this entire video has been shoving in your face, make multiplayer a key focus. Do I think they'll make a full-scale MMO? No. I'm not even sure if I want them to. Nintendo's online sucks, and I actually
agree with this. I don't think I want
Nintendo to make an internet connection in the wild area. But a small-scale multiplayer would be a great first step. Something like 2 to 4 players would be awesome. What I described is just the tip of the iceberg, but it already drastically improves the game. This video probably just seems like I'm bashing the new games and holding on to nostalgia. I'm really young, so that's definitely not it. It's the lack of quality in the newer games that's making me feel this way. Pokemon, as I said, is the highest grossing media franchise of all time. They could do whatever they want.
Yeah,
they could hire twice the amount of developers and give themselves double the time. Genshin Impact, a game whose publishers only make bargain bin anime games, had a higher budget than the new entries in the highest grossing franchise of all time. PokeMMO is a mod made by a few developers and it's completely rebalanced and evolved Pokemon on Game Freak is over here making rushed, underdeveloped, not Pokemon games.
That's what got Legends Arceus to come out, right? Was like people
whether you're scaling the Pokemon Tower, competing in epic battles with friends, getting lost in vast dungeons. PokeMMO has a little something for everyone. So if you have friends, a computer, and an internet connection, go out and play it. You don't have a choice. Thanks for watching this video. As you can tell,
finally pushing that envelope enough to where they could take that risk, right? Like that's a really important thing. Not sending them hate emails or hate tweets like you mentioned earlier, but pushing your opinion is totally fair online. Pushing your opinion in a respectful way to Nintendo is what they need, right? To be able to have the less stress and be able to like pushing your opinion in that regard can actually give them more freedom, right? To make more free, more non-traditional, non-linear Pokemon games like Arceus.
Highly suggest you play PokeMMO. It's easy to download, easy to connect with friends, and incredibly fun.
It's not the easiest game.
A link to the website will be in the description below if you're interested. I had a lot of thoughts to share about Pokemon and the state of the franchise, and the discovery of this game gave me the opportunity to. I don't hate Pokemon Sword and Shield by any means. I wouldn't have spent 80 hours in the game if I didn't enjoy it, and the Crown Tundra DLC was actually some of the most fun I've ever had with Pokemon. But again, that's DLC, not a full game.
I like hearing him talk. I don't know anything about Pokemon DLC, so I like to hear him talk about that stuff.
If you enjoyed this and want to see more, subscribe. In fact, let me try this. If you don't subscribe in 10 seconds, your entire family is going to die out.
Okay, it is crazy to me to think about, like, we're reaching a point where...
A horrible death. 10. 9.
Like, 80 hours. Is 80 hours... Do you guys want to be... How much... That's a great question. Question of the day. Let me know in the comments below. How much time do you guys aim to spend on a Pokemon game? Like, for me... I would potentially want to spend all of my time on it. Like, I want to really, really enjoy it. I want to spend thousands. When I sit down to play a video game, my goal is to involve myself in that game to such an extent and fall in love with it and fall in love with the world and melt into that game and spend at least 2,000 hours in that game, ideally. That's my goal when I sit down to play a video game. I understand that that's definitely not everyone's goal. A lot of people have a lot less time, wife, kids, full-time job, etc., etc. I really care about video games. They're really, really important to me. I work really hard on YouTube and stuff because of that, but I'm really curious, how much time do you guys want to spend in like a Pokemon game or in each game? Like, what's your goal time sink?
8, 7, 6. Video is pretty good and should reach more people. Like the video. This lets the algorithm know that you liked it. And
yeah, I do recommend liking this video. I would love for more people to see this video.
I have a Discord server filled with some pretty great people. We talk about Nintendo news. We sometimes play games with each other. And it's the easiest way to get in.
This is outro. So I'm going to do my outro in response. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like this video. It helps me out a ton. Let people see the algorithm. Let people see the video. It helps me out. I really, really appreciate that. Subscribe for future PokeMMO content. I'm probably the most consistent uploader of PokeMMO content on YouTube. I upload 2 videos almost every single day. We just switched our schedule a little bit, so I upload around 10 videos a week. Upload 10 videos a week, do 4 streams a week here on YouTube, which is always fun. I love interacting with you guys. Just shit posting, making memes with you guys while doing my gym run is always super fun. Probably most enjoyable part of that day. But yeah, subscribe, like the video, check out the playlist links down below if you want PokeMMO content. Join my Discord to see whenever I'm live or whenever new videos are uploaded, or to get price checks on Pokemon, or to ask questions about PokeMMO. My Discord is unironically a fantastic way to learn about the game. There's so much hidden information about this game that I don't think players would ever ask without being in my Discord or seeing other players ask them. Being able to see questions asked around you and just see the answers put out is really helpful. As well as, if you want to go above and beyond becoming a YouTube member to me for $5 a month, hitting up my Patreon, dropping a Twitch Prime or a Twitch sub, or hitting up my Venmo are all fantastic ways to support me, none of which are ever required, but they are really appreciated and that mean a lot. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Hope you guys have a fantastic time. If you have any questions about PokeMMO, let me know. I hope you guys have the absolute best PokeMMO experience possible. I'll see you guys later.